he was, reelected, and recently, since they all got into office, a bunch of high-ranking people in Trump's administration have kept promising to release the files surrounding Jeffrey Epstein, his mysterious clients, and his suspicious death. But now, suddenly, for reasons that I legally cannot think of, Donald Trump seems desperate to stop us from knowing who Jeffrey Epstein's client was.
We have about 100 days behind us and only 13 more 100 days to go. It's been an historic 100 days. Some would say prehistoric. It is difficult to give Trump's first 100 days a grade, but if I had to, I'd say it falls somewhere between F and U.
Jimmy Kimmel doesn't just roast Trump. He nukes the ego parade with style. This isn't stand-up. It's a rhythmically timed wrecking ball aimed at the golden facade of reality TV politics. Every bizarre headline becomes late-night ammo, and every misstep is pure roast gold. Trump craved the spotlight. Turns out it came with a flamethrower.
Unlike your ability to sleep at night, the Epstein scandal will not go away. The president denied that Attorney General Pam Bondi informed him that his name was in the Epstein files. So naturally, last night, the Wall Street Journal reported that Attorney General Pam Bondi informed the president that his name was in the Epstein file.
Well, it was another wildly destructive day in Washington, D.C. They pulled another all-nighter in the House last night where they passed Trump's big, beautiful bill. And man, oh man, if this is the beautiful bill, I'd hate to see the ugly one. I'm not sure which part of the bill is the most beautiful. I don't know if it's the part where we take food from hungry kids or the devastating effect it'll have on college education or the trillions of dollars it will.
Trump didn't just hijack politics. He turned it into a cartoon universe where logic went MIA and narcissism got a megaphone. Colbert and Kimmel aren't cracking jokes. They're issuing public safety announcements with punchlines. This isn't humor. It's comedic pest control for a circus that won't leave town.
I do too. It's a great day to be me because I am not Donald Trump. That guy has got a lot of problems. First of all, the Jeffrey Epstein scandal just won't kill itself. And we might have a hint why Trump hasn't been that eager to release those files. Because according to Senator Dick Durbin, back in March, 1,000 FBI agents were put on 24-hour shifts to review approximately 100,000 Epstein-related records and instructed to flag any documents that meant...
Smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. Now picture a guy who thinks every podium is a throne, every phrase is gospel, and every awkward photo is presidential art. Trump strutted like a dethroned pageant queen, blaming rigged judges. He didn't run a country. He directed an ego documentary. Give him a camera, and he'd compliment the flames in a burning building.
Trump was not at the Met Gala last night. He has been at the Met Gala. He was not there, even though he's done more for black style than any president, including Abraham Lincoln. Trump met today with Mark Carney, the new Prime Minister of Canada and future governor of North Montana. Ahead of the meeting, Trump posted about how we don't need anything from Canada. We don't need their cars or energy or lumber or anything they have. But then when the new Prime Minister showed up in person, it was as if they were...
Colbert doesn't need to exaggerate. Trump brings a comedy all by himself. Hand gestures on overdrive, adjective soup for vocabulary, and sentence structure. So broken it should come with hard hats. Kimmel just dusts off the clips like a comic archaeologist. No need to write jokes. The footage is a joke.
Interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life.
That sentence was never a big factor in terms of word.
Trump's policy promises? Like a magician pulling nothing out of a hat. He sold dreams of immortality. Delivered press briefings that felt like fever dreams. Healthcare? Supposedly easy. Diplomacy? Chemistry. Trade wars? Easily won. What we got was 4 years of reality hitting back. One 3 a.m. caps lock tweet at a time.
Poor Mark Carney had a hell of a job today. It was like an Ewok going to a meeting on the Death Star. He handled it well, though. He handled it very well. He came prepared, and in a friendly way, he made sure Trump knows they have no intention of becoming our 51st state.
As you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
It's true.
We're sitting in one right now. Buckingham Palace as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale.
That's true. He doesn't take no.
Colbert peels Trump like an overripe satire onion, layer by absurd layer. A genius who couldn't spell, a business mogul who collected bankruptcies, and a patriot who hugged dictators like old friends. Every boast, a setup. Every tantrum, a finale. Kimmel slices through with surgical timing, mocking everything from crowd sizes to ego meltdowns. The man ran the country like an improv show, but forgot the script, and the infamous wall, part fence, all punchline.
Even MAGA is demanding answers. 11 congressional Republicans have said they will join Democrats to vote to release the Epstein files. That would be a majority of Congress. So, in response, today, Speaker Mike Johnson shut down the House until September to block a vote on the Epstein files. It's a common parliamentary maneuver known as You cannot blame Trump and his allies for being scared here, because the more we know about Trump's relationship with Epstein, the more we wish we...
Colbert turns that wall into a monument to misplaced ambition. Kimmel turns it into a symbol for all things Trump, half done, overhyped, and backed by IOUs. The pandemic pulled back the curtain. Trump blamed thermometers while the world begged for leadership. The election aftermath? Less democracy, more daytime drama, courtroom chaos, meltdown marathons, and Trump still clinging to power like a broken toy. Kimmel and Colbert didn't need to exaggerate. They just hit play.
We don't know if he was doing the creepy crime, but we do have a cover-up. And just like the cover-up on his face, it is patchy and there's some really ugly under there. The incriminating details just keep coming out. For instance, this resurfaced 2010 Jeffrey Epstein deposition.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Okay, that's a slam dunk. Just say no. Okay, take it away, Jeffrey.
Joe, I'd like to answer that question. Please, today, I'm going to assert my truth. It's the 14th Amendment right, sir.
Kimmel calls it a glitch in the Matrix. Colbert sees a sequel no one asked for. Trump's media circus spins conspiracy into gospel, where every contradiction is shrugged off as fake news. Accountability? Never heard of it. Loyalty is currency. The man who promised to drain the swamp turned it into a VIP lounge for grifters. And somehow, through it all, Trump became comedy's most generous content creator. Every scandal, a setup, every rant, a punchline.
City to Indianapolis. Is that a finals matchup or an empty leg on Southwest? Thank you. I mentioned last night that our team here in LA, the Lakers, have new owners. The Buss family is selling the Lakers after 46 years. They've owned it since 1979 when Dr. Jerry Buss bought the team for $37 and a bag of cocaine. This sale is reported to be valued at around...
Kimmel packages Trump's press moments like found footage from a warped dimension. It wasn't PR. It was improv with consequences. Staffers vanish faster than contestants on a reality show. Blink wrong, you're fired. Colbert hangs it all in the Dysfunction Hall of Fame. And Trump's love/hate obsession with Hollywood? A psychological thriller with no resolution. The man wanted to be a critic and the star. In the end, he just made everyone laugh. Unintentionally.
Trump, who is the president, left the G7 conference a full day early. The other world leaders assumed he left to work on a ceasefire in the Middle East, but Trump denied that. He said it has nothing to do with a ceasefire, much bigger than that. And now, today, we know what it was he was working on. He posted this: "It is my great honor to announce that I will be putting up 2 beautiful flagpoles on both sides of the White House. It is a gift from me. These are the most magnificent poles made. They are tall, tapered, rust-proof, rope inside the pole and of the high..."
Colbert laughs through the smoke and mirrors economics. Tax breaks for billionaires. Wall Street highs that skip the working class. Kimmel reframes it as a mockumentary on illusion. Prosperity narrated by spin and swagger. Then came the tweets. Politics by algorithm. Colbert calls it a digital fever dream. Kimmel, pure poetic irony. The guy who mastered the feed now dances inside his own echo chamber. Every post a headline. Every rant a rerun.
Seems to be falling off. Trump was speaking on the White House lawn earlier this week, and see if you can pinpoint the moment the cameraman got a little distracted.
At the end of 50 days, if we don't have a deal, it's going to be too bad. Well, get more aggressive. Yeah, the tariffs are going to go on, and other sanctions go on.
Holy Sephora sample!
Colbert and Kimmel don't need fiction. Reality brought the parody. Sharpie had maps, microwave vendettas. The raw material is the comedy. It wasn't governance. It was improv without a director. Trump dropped the mic when he called himself the best at everything. Kimmel just picked it up, turned it into roast fuel, and lit up the stage. And with every tantrum, every rally, every whisper of a comeback, the roast keeps sizzling. This isn't over. It's just intermission.
On Saturday, Trump had this his much anticipated stupid Sweet 16, disguised as a tribute to the U.S. Army. He bone spurred his way out of. After all the hype and money, somewhere around $50 million, it was boring. It was basically a $50 million version of when a 5-year-old shows you every car in his Hot Wheels collection. He paid for most of it, but he brought in some corporate sponsors, including the UFC, a crypto company, and Scott's Miracle Grow, which is the product
Trump didn't run a country. He ran a brand. Policy? No. Merch sales? Absolutely. Infrastructure became a slogan. National security turned into meme material. Nostalgia? He sold it like a bad mixtape of slogans and chaos. Colbert turns it into a comedy special called Remember the Mess. Kimmel files it under Please Don't Bring That Back. But the crowd? Still cheering. Trump's not a politician. He's a cliffhanger in a show that won't quit. And the punchlines? They just keep writing themselves.